All right, you lovely people, here we are again for another video. Frank Valkyria right here for you. Today we are doing a bunch of reaction for my lovely piano bar. Wait a second, piano bar. Today I'm doing a bunch of reactions for my lovely translators. I have a little army of translators which they translate most of the videos in Portuguese. So thank you so much for that. I deeply appreciate that. And I got some tailored request in exchange of sort of gratitude, to show gratitude to them for doing the work. So I already done 2 videos. I'm trying to write this down. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Let's dive straight into Piano Bar Engenheiros do Hawaii, because engineers, they only live in Hawaii, or perhaps they moved to Hawaii.
Assim você me perde, eu perco você. Como barco perde o rumo, como uma árvore no outono perde a cor. O que você não pode, eu não vou te pedir.
Translation.
O que você não quer, eu não quero insistir. Diga a verdade, doa quem doer, doe sangue e me dê seu telefone. Todos os dias eu venho ao mesmo lugar. Às vezes fica longe, impossível de encontrar. Mas quando o neon é bom, toda noite é noite de
So sweet with the keys and the voice. Sing-songwriter. Let's check out here the lyrics. Alright, the lyrics, they go something like this. What you ask me, I can do. So you lose me, I lose you. How a boat loses its way. How a tree in autumn fades. What you can't, I won't ask you. What you don't want, I don't want to insist. Tell the truth, donate to those who hurt. Donate blood and give me your phone. Every day I come to the same place. Sometimes it's far, hard to find. But when neon is good, neon is good? I don't know what it means when neon is good. Every night is moonlight night. In the taxi that brought me there, brought me here, Julio Iglesias gave me reason. All right, Julio Iglesias. I didn't know you know Julio Iglesias, but then again, everybody has some friends, and this guy happens to be friend with Julio Iglesias. You know, some people are like it that way, or maybe not.
me trouxe até aqui, Bob Marley me dava razão. As últimas de esporte, hora certa, crime e religião. Na verdade nada, é uma palavra esperando tradução. Toda vez que falta
I love what he says there, like, nada é una palabra esperando tradução. Nothing is a word waiting for translation, waiting to be translated. Lovely.
luz. Toda vez que algo nos falta, o invisível nos salta aos olhos. É salto no escuro da piscina. O fogo ilumina muito, por muito pouco tempo. Em muito pouco tempo, fogo apaga tudo dia vira luz. Mas toda vez que falta luz.
I like this because it's much more like a folkish type of nature, and also the sound. Of course, some of you know that I'm a great lover of Bob Dylan, and especially his 90s sound. Well, there's a lot that I like, but let's not get into that. So here there is that kind of Bob Dylan 90s sound that I really enjoy. Also Tom Petty or all those other great bands of the time. So I like the nature of it, and of course it's also more poetic in the lyrics. It gives you a little bit more space for no abstraction, but it's more cryptic. You know the story, I think.
O invisível nos salta aos olhos. Ontem à noite eu conheci uma guria. Já era tarde, era quase dia.
It's nice the way he went up in the register with this voice. Lovely. And like I said, like he goes in the lyrics. It's more like sort of capturing a moment, a vibe of that moment is experiencing on the street somewhere. Everything one day turns to light. Every time there is no light, the invisible jumps out at us. Last night I met a girl. It was late. It was almost day. It was the principal on a precipice. It was my body that fell. Last night the night was cold. Everything burned. Nothing heated. She appeared, looked so alone. I felt like my loneliness was mine. Last night I met a girl that I already knew from other carnivals with other fantasies. She appeared, looked so alone. I felt like my loneliness was mine. This guy meets a lot of girls at carnival, huh? Watch out.
Ela apareceu, parecia tão sozinha. E parecia que era minha aquela solidão.
Nice. We're getting some.
Conheci uma guria que eu já
Getting some action, some organ action right there.
carnavais, com outras fantasias. Ela apareceu, parecia tão sozinha. Parecia que era minha aquela solidão.
All right. Very rock bluesish. I love the folk. I enjoyed also the lyrics actually. So you can say this band it's more in line with the kind of Dylanish influence, I would say, and that's totally fine by me. I like that. Actually, Engenheiros do Hawaii, fascinating. We're always discovering new band. This is officially also the first time we discovered them. So I wonder how many of you know this band. And again, thank you so much, guys, for translating. Thank you so much for taking the time. I don't give it for granted. It's really a pleasure for me to know that the community is growing and you also do it for others. So I apologize that I speak only two languages. I wish, I was able to make videos in like, I don't know, 25 languages or something, at least to cover some parts of the globe. Actually, probably 10 languages would be enough to already please a lot of the world. Let's say like English, of course, a lot of people already understand. Italian, probably it's not super necessary. Probably it's better Spanish and Portuguese, because there's also a ton of people speaking that. And then perhaps German and Russian, and then Japanese, Chinese, Hindu. Of course, there's variation. I don't know, Korean would be cool if I spoke also Korean, and we're already at 9, and I think we're covering already a lot. Of course, in Chinese there are differences, but I guess already if you speak Chinese, you cover already a lot of the country. So last language, what would it be? Like some African language, like Islam, like, Islam would be cool. And I guess, of course, there's a gigantic numbers of languages out there. But I think with those, of course, there's still Italian, Hebrew, there is all other languages. But like if you cover the bigger ones, I think there are more chances than people know a little bit of some other language, like, I don't know, French, Portuguese, and Spanish, than they would know Italian or Hebrew. So 10 language will be covering quite a lot. Yeah, I wish I knew 10 languages. Wow. Like especially the more difficult ones, like Japanese and Chinese and Hindu, that would be just lovely to learn. And also Arab. That would be pretty cool, because all the language which they have very peculiar writing. And of course, also Hebrew, it's complicated to write, also uses more symbols that we don't understand. Even our writing are symbols, you know. We give for granted that all those things are like, for us, makes total sense. So it's so funny that we have to grow accustomed from birth to see those symbols, letters, which they're just scribbled, you know. And I wish also we would take more time in learning those things. You know, if we had more time just to focus on interacting, focus on learning from one another, I think it would be just fantastic. Anyway, guys, little language rant at the end here. I'll see you later. Ciao.